Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to show you the actual pricing for $5,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 71-year-old male. Now, first thing you need to understand is you can go directly to our website at funeralfunds.com, and we've got these quoters on just about every page, and you can just click the state you live in and select that state. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount, and then put your birthday in there, other information, click Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that's going to show you all the best insurance companies in your state with all the best pricing, and you can be an exceptionally well-educated consumer. You can also call us at 888-862-9456, and one of our agents can help you get pricing as well. Now, the first thing you want to know when you're looking at $5,000 worth of insurance is that going to be enough for your final expense needs? Now, that would typically come down to two choices, cremation or burial. So if you're going to be cremated, the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. Now, that's if you just come home in a cardboard box or an urn. Now, if you're going to be cremated and have some sort of a ceremony, that's probably going to be, that'd be like a remembrance of life or celebration of life ceremony. That'd probably be between $3,500 to $4,500. So if you have a $5,000 policy already, you're probably in good shape. I might need a little bit more, but if you're looking for a policy and looking at $5,000, that may be okay too, but you might want a little bit more. Let's talk about that real quick. So if you're just going to have the basic cremation, come home in a cardboard box or an urn, that's between $1,000 to $2,000. We would typically recommend getting somewhere between $5,000 to $7,000. And the reason is you're 71. Hopefully you're going to make it to 81 and maybe even 91. And we know prices go up in the future. So we just want to build a little extra money in there for inflation. And if you die a little bit sooner, then that extra money is just going to be used. Your family can have it to pay any final expenses, medical bills, any other kind of scraggler expenses that hang on. Now, if you're going to have that ceremony and the cremation, we'd probably recommend somewhere between maybe $7,000 to $10,000. And again, that's just going to protect against inflation. But I want to kind of just pass on the message that, if your budget's tight and all you can do is afford, $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 even, just get that amount of insurance right now. That will really protect your family and loved ones. And you can always add more coverage later. We can certainly help you out with that. Now, one thing we always recommend is get first day coverage or benefits. We do not recommend the 2-year waiting period plans at all. You want first day coverage, which means hypothetically, if your policy was approved today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would pay out the death benefit, which is exactly what you want. You don't want a 2-year waiting period. Now, a lot of people would say, well, I like the idea of first day coverage, but I know those plans, they ask health questions, and I'm not in the best of health. And to that, we just say, hey, that's our problem, not your problem. We work with enough different insurance companies that all of them have different underwriting requirements, and we're typically able to find people first day coverage or benefits, and we have right around a 90 to 95% approval rate for first day coverage or benefits. So, let us worry about that. The only reason you really wouldn't qualify for first day coverage is if you had some really significant health issues, like you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you're on dialysis or in a hospital or a nursing home. The other thing that can happen, if that were the case with those issues, we would probably refer you out to a different insurance company. The other thing that can happen, and it seems like it happens every week with us, somebody will call and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week, and they didn't have any insurance, and we don't have any money, and their body's down at the funeral home, and the funeral home director's not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this policy on our loved one real quick so that we can get a check in our hand to get a check in the funeral director's hands. And to that, we always say, there's no insurance company in the United States that will actually give a policy to somebody who's already dead. They will not approve anybody for life insurance coverage when they are dead, unfortunately. And it's really sad that person who died, they knew they were going to die someday. They probably thought they had it all figured out and they would do it later, and then later showed up one day and they weren't ready. So, don't be that person that does that puts that financial and emotional burden on your family. just take care of this and get it. It's affordable. And if you need to, you can start small and add more coverage later. But don't be that person. It's a terrible thing to do to your family and loved ones. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we don't recommend the 2-year waiting period plans. And Colonial Penn, probably one of the more well-known 2-year waiting period plans, their $9.95 plan is anyway. And there's other companies out there that offer 2-year waiting periods too, like Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha product, AIG, Gerber. And there's other companies out there too. And a lot of these companies have come into existence, and the only thing they offer is those 2-year waiting period plans. And some of them have done a pretty great job of marketing to the American public and making everybody believe that if they're over age 50, the only thing they can qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we go, ha, 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 ha. Do not fall for their marketing, because we help people with first day coverage every single day. So one thing to take a look at with the Colonial Penn is, what the actual $9.95 coverage is going to actually pay out. Those commercials sound so good, and a lot of 71-year-old males would probably think, oh my gosh, for $9.95, I can probably get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for $9.95, because those commercials sound so good. And then they talk with a Colonial Penn agent or log on to their website like we are here. Male age 71 for $9.95, 1 unit of coverage, will pay $657. That is not even enough for a cremation these days. And it doesn't really matter, because it's not going to pay out for 2 years if you die of any health or medical reason. So just silliness, to think that $657 is going to do much good to anyone, especially if you qualify for first aid coverage. So let's try to find out how many units it's going to take to get to right around $5,000. And I don't think we'll hit it right on 5,000, because Colonial Penn uses these per unit numbers, which always ends up with these kind of wackadoodle numbers like 657 in coverage. Let's go up here. I'm going to guess maybe 7 units. Not yet. Maybe 8 units. 8 units is as close as we get. That's $5,256. But that's going to be $80 a month, pretty much, $79.60. So we're going to round that up, $80. So let's go see what first aid coverage would be for 5,000 here. Let's get it. We've got 5,000. We've got a male, age 71. And click Get Quote. We're going to come back to Colonial Penn. And again, roughly $5,000 is roughly $80 a month. And we can get first aid coverage for, would you look at that? $37. Trinity Life, they're a great insurance company. We work with them. Level coverage means first day coverage, which is really important. But look at this. Again, that is $5,000. And that's $37. So this is $80. So you got to look at this. Look at that. $37, which is basically $38, $38.96, $37.96 to $80. So Colonial Penn is well over 200% more expensive, and you have to suffer through a 2-year waiting period, and they will allow you the privilege of overpaying on that policy $40 a month, roughly, for the rest of your life. Now, think about that. If Colonial Penn's $40 more a month, that's $480 a year. After 10 years, you will have overpaid roughly $4,800 on a $5,000 policy. Tell me if that makes sense. And if you live longer, the numbers get worse. So why would you ever do that? Why would you ever get a plan that's so expensive that's got a 2-year waiting period when you can qualify for much better coverage at lower pricing? So if you need help with that, reach out to us. We'll make sure that you get the best price. Let's take a look at some other companies here and try to find maybe one or so. And okay, like Lincoln Heritage, they're a fine company, I guess, but I mean their pricing's higher, $49, and it's level coverage, so first day, but their pricing is higher. And the reason is they've got a program where they'll call, when you pass away, they'll call 2-3 funeral homes and supposedly kind of check to get the lowest pricing. They may do a couple other things too, but they charge a premium. They charge an excess for that. So we're going to round this up $50. And we're going to go down here and look again. We were roughly 37. So that's about roughly $12 more a month. That's $144 a year. And after 10 years, that'd be $1,440. So think about this. Is it worth overpaying a policy $1,440? And that's just after 10 years. Is it worth overpaying that? Have a company make a few phone calls and maybe do a couple other things that can't imagine it'd take more than an hour to do. Seems like pretty good pay. So most people would say, well, that doesn't make sense. So what we actually do at Funeral Funds of America, we've got a funeral and estate planning guide, and we actually provide that free of charge. And you can just fill that out. Who gets what goes where, what do you want to happen when you pass away, burial, cremation, whatever. Put all your final wishes in there, and then keep that with your insurance policy. And then when you pass away, your family will know everything to do. Number one, they'll have the money from the policy that protects them financially, but you'll also protect them emotionally with your instructions. And all they've got to do is just execute your wishes. And they will be so grateful that you took care of this and you didn't leave any gray areas, and they know exactly what to do. And, it's such a blessing to have somebody who cares enough to do something like that, because it's already going to be a difficult time dealing with the death of a loved one. So be that person, be that better person, and we can certainly get you some free resources and the lowest pricing. So again, funeralfunds.com, you can fill our quote out here. We've got a special URL for our YouTube listeners, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. You'll get access to a special quote with the best discounts. And you can call us at 888-862-9456, talk with one of our agents. So if you've got a policy, an existing policy that you just want to price shop or maybe add coverage to, we can help you out with that. If you're looking for a brand new policy, we can help you out with that. And if you just need some help or have some questions or want some information, we're happy to help there too. We look forward to talking with you and helping you out with this at some point in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care. You have a nice day. Bye-bye.